Hi everybody, welcome to YS Khong Driving, and today we are on the way to Tanjung Jara from Kuala Lumpur. So we are in the Honda HRV V-Spec, which is the turbo version of the HRV, and with me in the car is Uncle Lee Pang Sing, and at the back we have Mr. Sean Chua from Sinchu. Okay, so they have been our drive partners for the second day today, and we drove the HRV RS from Kuala Lumpur to Kuantan yesterday, and today we are on the way to Kuala Terengganu. So I've already taken the HRV V-Spec up Genting Highlands, so you've seen how it handles. But now we're going to do something very different. We're going to check out how the car behaves under normal circumstances. So we are following the traffic and we're heading north on the east coast towards Tanjung Jara. But we are using the coastal road because I think the highway could be a bit boring. So we're just following the traffic and we are going at 70 kilometers per hour. Alright, and there are 3 driving modes. So the first mode is Econ. So what I've done is I've turned on Econ mode, and we are moving in Econ. And in Econ, the tuning for the engine is made for fuel economy, and if you drive sedately at this speed, you are supposed to get something like 6 liters per 100 kilometers for the turbo, around there. I don't have the full numbers, but of course if you push it hard, the fuel consumption figures go up lah. And if you want to buy a turbo car, well, you can expect a little bit detrimental fuel consumption. I have a viewer who came and said, I did a fuel consumption test on this and I got, I think, 20 kilometers per liter, and that is with very light-footed driving. So I have also a viewer who said, hey, how do you get that? I only got 13. Yeah, so a lot of the consumption has something to do with your driving style. So how do you drive to get good fuel consumption? Is actually you do very little harsh acceleration. So you just feather the throttle and drive it very lightly, because with a turbocharger, this engine has 240 Newton meters of torque, and the power comes in from like 1,800 or 1,500 RPM onwards. So you're getting full torque from a very low RPM. That's the characteristic of turbo engines. So if you are very, very judicious with your throttle, you can still enjoy quite good driving and get fuel consumption at a time. So right now we're going at about 88 kilometers per hour, and I have a very light throttle, and I set the fuel consumption meter in Kuantan. When we just started this morning, I reset to 0, and after driving around in town and all, and we are on the city, we are now getting 10.3 kilometers per liter. So we are not doing a fuel consumption test, but I'm just showing you what type of typical fuel consumption you can get. So if you try really hard, you can get more. If you don't try so hard, you get less. And a lot also depends on the traffic. If there's a lot of stop-start traffic with traffic jams, then your consumption is going to go up more, because you are just sitting there burning petrol without doing anything. And if you're running in a city environment, then the RS, the HRV RS, will be a very good vehicle, because that has the new IMMD Honda's unique hybrid system that makes it more of an electric car than a hybrid in its true sense. But because it has an engine, they call it a hybrid, and that one will give you very good fuel consumption in the city. And we drove it up to Kuantan yesterday. Top speed was quite good, and even though it is not as fast as the turbo at the top end, yeah, because remember, after 120 or 130, the engine takes over, and that more or less keeps the car moving. But of course, we also discovered if we accelerate, the motor still comes in to give it some boost. But still, I think the turbo car is more powerful. And in terms of fuel consumption, yeah, the hybrid doesn't really save a lot of fuel when you're going outstation because there's very little of regeneration going on. So if you do a lot of long distance travel, then I would recommend the HRV Turbo. Actually, this is my favorite of all the HRV versions. Yeah, this is the good one. This is the V spec, high spec, and with the turbocharger. And now what we're going to do is we're checking out how it drives on the road. And so far it's doing okay. Now we're a little bit above the speed limit. The national speed limit is 90, guys. Yeah, but I'm just following the flow of traffic, so we are going a couple of kilometers more. I hope you guys are not too finicky about that. Okay, we see Kuala Terengganu go straight. So we are somewhere near the port of Kuantan. And so at 90 odd kilometers per hour, it's very silent. And just now earlier on the highway part, we heard a bit of tire sound. But that's because of the surface of the road. So the surface of the road has a great bearing on internal noise in the car. So if you get a very rough surface, then it gets very noisy. Now I'm a bit worried about that truck in front. Okay, we're going to go on the outside and pass him. Yes. Okay, we're going to Kuala Terengganu. Yes. And it's pretty silent. In fact, I would say that the turbo car is more silent than the hybrid, unless you're on negative throttle, of course. But in normal driving at this seems to be a bit more quiet, right, Mr. Lee?
Yes, of course.
Yes, so Mr. Lee agrees, and yeah, this is good. And in terms of handling, I think the base HRV setup with the McPherson strut and the torsion beam at the back is a good enough setup for this vehicle. And having said that thing about torsion beams, development of torsion beams in the past 10-15 years has been very good. In fact, one of the best handling cars in the world, which is the Megane, runs on torsion beams. And similarly, this one has a torsion beam. Of course, each torsion beam is different. And the difference with this torsion beam is that there is a kind of H pattern which allows a little bit of flex. And a little bit of flex is all you need to make the difference between a rigid axle and an axle that can handle around corners. So we took the hybrid and we took the turbo up to Genting. That handling is not an issue. Of course, it will not handle as well as the Honda Civic. Okay, so we are going through a kampong. It's double line, so we have to stay behind. And you see, we're now at 60 kilometers per hour. This would be the speed at which you drive through the city in Kuala Lumpur or anywhere where you have an urban setting, and just listen to it. You can't hear anything. Lovely, isn't it? Now this is in normal mode, okay? And I'm in normal mode because I'm getting ready to pass. And of course, I'm not really in a fuel saving mood right now because I want to have power, and this will help me to scoot easily. Okay, so there's traffic. We chose the trunk road consciously because we didn't want to have the boredom of driving on the highway. So it's a bit slower, but it's a bit more scenic. So those of you who haven't seen the East Coast for a long time, here's your chance, man. Look around. This is the kampong area just north of Kuantan. So it's really nice and quiet, and we're enjoying the drive. Basically, all you hear right now, whatever sound you hear, is my voice, of course, and also the tires. You see, as the road surface change, the noise changes, or rather the sound changes. Okay, we're just waiting to get out of this kampong area. And yes, this one has paddle shifters. Yeah. All you got to do is just invoke the manual shift by pulling on the plus minus. So the hybrid one has got regeneration rates using the paddle shifters, but this one is a paddle shifter that actually shifts down. Yes, it's a CVT box, but it has stepped ratios and what some people call virtual ratios. So I must say that Honda have done a very good job, and the feeling of driving this CVT is a lot more like driving a normal automatic now. Okay, I'm gonna signal and we go. Lovely. Okay, my phone is ringing, but let it ring. So this is in normal mode and acceleration is really good. So this vehicle technically has the same engine as a Civic 1.5 turbo. So it's 181 PS and 240 Newton meters of torque. I think there's a difference of 1 PS. Maybe it's because of the plumbing. But it's very nice to drive, and the paddle shifters give it that element of sportiness. Now steering is very direct. It's a electric steering, but they have done a very good job. Here we go. Nice. So as you can see, this is really enjoyable. We probably won't get a lot of corners, yeah, to check out the handling, but we've done that on Genting, so I think it should be good lah. Okay, we have one more mode to go, and this is Sport. So invoking the mode is very easy. Just down here where your left hand is, there's a little toggle, and you just push it forward to change to whatever gear you want. Okay, this is in Sport. Whoa, and it's a lot faster. Yes, very, very nice. Sorry guys, we did exceed the speed limit a little bit lah, but we keep it safe, yeah. Okay, so we just wanted to show you what the car is capable, and here we go. We're going to go one more time. So it is very good for exuberant driving, but of course you can also take it down to sedate driving. So it's a car that will rise to any occasion. You can do what you like with it. You can drive it to market, you can drive it slow, you can drive it fast, or you can drive it moderate. It's up to you guys. So all in all, it's a great car, and I think this is all we have to show you for today. Well, this is a normal drive without going to Genting. So how do you like it, guys? Let us have your comments. And anyway, thanks for being with us. And if you have not subscribed, you know what to do, guys. Hit that button. And of course, just to remind you that we do sell Hondas through our site. You can go to shop.yskhongdriving.com, or you can send me a WhatsApp at 016-335-0609, and we'll get back to you pronto, man. All right, then. Till we meet again in the next video. Bye bye. Say bye bye, Uncle Lips. Yay.